Let's experiment with glycerin in renourishing older rubber stamps. Want to? Come on in. Hello everybody, this is Julia Laird with Senior Susie Stamps. And if you've been following my channel, you saw several weeks ago that I pulled the rubber off of these wheels and I showed you how I store them. But while I was doing the stamping process, some of them seemed like they may have been just a little dried out. And so I have gone in with some glycerin. Now this is just from Walmart. You can find it at pharmacies. It's not expensive. I think this whole bottle was about $3 if I'm not mistaken. And I put it on with a little, this is not a really soft, it's kind of a coarse brush, if you will. Now, I did this about a week ago, and every day or so I would come in and rub the glycerin all over the surface again, just to kind of help spread it out some, just like this. And glycerin has kind of got an oily, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got kind of an oily feel, but it rinses off in water. It's not oil based, it's water based. So I was going to take these, and it's this one particularly that I had so much trouble stamping. I'm going to rinse it off, and this is my little water box that I use for stencils, and it works pretty well here at my desk. I don't have a big sink up here in my studio, and it saves me from having to go downstairs to the kitchen. Let me get a baby wipe, and I'm going to wipe this off, and then you can see it. Now, I did some research online, and I really couldn't find anything definitive about using glycerin on rubber. There are some YouTube videos about renourishing your rubber with glycerin, but none of them really said that it helps older rubber like this, so we're going to see. Let me cut this stuff out of the way and I'll clean them up later. I'm going to let this dry, and we'll come back and do a stamp on that and see if this glycerin truly has helped or not. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to use my Misty today, and a piece of medium weight cardstock. This is about 65 pounds. And we'll just see how it does. It's a learning curve. Yeah, I think that's dry enough now. Now, I was using Memento Black the last time I did this, so I'm going to do it again in Memento Black and see. I can tell you right now that this stamp is holding on to the ink much better than it did the first time. It's a big difference. Let's see how it stamps. I'm going to get my speedball bearing to push on that, and we'll just see how it does. Yes, I believe that's easier, much better, because I would have had to stamp this 2 or 3 times. On this one that I stamped just for the case, if I recall, I think I stamped this one 2 or 3 times, and you can see just one stamping. Here, there's a huge difference there. So, I would say that this was fairly successful. The rubber does seem to be a little softer to me. Now, I don't think you can repair stamps that have just completely dried out and they're, you know, that rubber is just gone. But on something like this where they're just starting to get a little dry, I think this glycerin technique is worth a try in your studio. Now, As I said, I put the glycerin on these stamps and left them for about a week, and every day I went in and re-rubbed it. So it's not something that you can necessarily put on overnight and have it work perfectly, but if you're willing to invest a little time in your stamps, this might help you rehydrate an older stamp like this. So I hope you have enjoyed this little studio tip and that it helps you in your studio. And this is Julia Laird, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Have a great week.